All right, welcome to our lunch and learn today. I'm so grateful you guys are here. So grateful to be welcoming Edina Braun onto our call today. She is the product educator for Oola. What I love is that she is passionate about not just health and wellness and like exercise, but she's super passionate with women's hormones. And that is what a lot of us are passionate about also, especially with Oola's products, because it's actually changing so many people's hormones and rebalancing their system and things like that. She has so many certifications. One is actually on hormones, and she is actually the creator and the content creator behind our balance guide that you guys get, the Calm the Waves guide. If you guys don't know, that does come when we actually purchase balance for her products. It's a free guide. What is it, like 20 pages, Adita, of so much knowledge that everyone that is literally 13 all the way up should know about it. Like, I can't even believe that we're not educated on that at earlier stages about our hormones, all the cycles, all the things. So I'm going to turn this over to Adina. Me and Kerri are going to be helping on this call. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. If you have questions after this call, comment below and we will get you information. She generally works with the scientists, very hands-on with the scientists. Even when we were creating these products, she had say in everything about it because this is her. She's the guru when it comes to this stuff. So if you guys need anything, me and Kerri will be taking over and obviously answering any of the questions that she has so that she can just run her power. I don't know if do you have a PowerPoint, Adina?
I don't have a
Okay,
PowerPoint, but I
perfect.
have my notes.
Okay, so she can
So,
get started.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. It's good to meet everybody, and thank you for being here today. Like she said, I will try. This is why I have my notes, because I don't want to get off track, which is easy for me to do because I do get passionate about talking about nutrition, supplements, lifestyle, all the things. So let's just get started. I'm gonna go, fairly quickly, but of course, as Danielle said, if there's any questions, please post them, and then I will get back with you. Okay, so I really get excited about our products because they are, targeted. They're not just random products that everybody takes or that you throw at people. So really over the next 30 minutes, we are going to walk through every Oola product. I'm going to highlight the top couple of ingredients and talk about why stacking them together is the most powerful way to experience the results. So Oola isn't just a supplement line, it's a system designed to help people feel balanced, think clearly, sleep better, and show up as their best selves every day. So just a quick overview on why Oola supplements even exist. Oola has always been about helping people live a balanced life and grow in the key 7 areas: fitness, finance, family, field, faith, friends, and fun. But we all know that when your energy isn't there, your hormones decline, which they do for all of us. Mood is off, balance is almost impossible, right? It is, because then how do you wake up every day and do the things that you love? So the products are actually designed and based on the most recent USDA study on major deficiencies in both men and women, which impact our health in ways that most of us really don't realize, right? But that can show up such as things like depression, breaking out in hives, autoimmune disorders, gut issues, things like that. That has to do with deficiencies. So this is why Oola products were created, and really to support your body and your mind so that you can actually live a good quality life and pursue your purpose in those key 7 areas that Oola has, that's essentially Oola's foundation. So I want to go ahead and start with Oola Mind. I am going to try to do these in order of how we recommend that you take. So not all of it will be, but some of it. So even though Oola Rise is what we start our day with, I do want to just start with Oola Mind because Oola Mind and Body are a duo. The reason we split them up is because we really wanted nootropics and adaptogens, and you can't have both together because they work for different things. So Oola Mind is really for your focus and your mental clarity. Plus, it's your multivitamin and mineral formula that's based on those deficiencies. So really what we included in there is every single thing that you need that most of us are deficient in. And it is impossible, even if you eat healthy. I eat healthy. No one's perfect, but even if you eat super clean, it's impossible to hit every single targeted mineral and vitamin for the day because of just our soil isn't nutritious like it used to be. The body processes foods differently, the way it breaks down. I mean, there's so many biochemical things that are happening. So it's just truly impossible if anybody says that. And I've had people say that to me. They're not able to hit every single vitamin and mineral, no matter how healthy they believe they are. So not only do you have the multivitamins and minerals in here, you also have a 7 nootropic stack in the Oola Mind. So I'm going to point out a couple. Bacopa moneri boosts memory and learning. So nootropics are there for your cognitive health. They're all about the brain. And typically when we think of fitness, we don't think about our brain, but we should, especially as we all age, that does decline. Of course, that's connected to hormones. So we'll talk about that as well. The next one is the lion's mane mushroom. A lot of us know about lion's mane, but this really stimulates nerve growth and supports long-term brain function. So as you can see, it's all about cognition in the brain, plus those important minerals and vitamins. So this really gives you or keeps you alert, focused. It gives you that focused energy throughout the day without crashing or any sort of jitters. And of course, when you pair it with the Rise gummies, it really works together amazing, and they just really become a productivity powerhouse for you. You want to take this with your first meal, of course. The reason you want to take Oola Mind and Body with a meal is because the fats in the meal help the vitamins absorb. And every Oola vitamin, the standard is that it has to break down in 30 minutes, which means like it's broken down and now your body can start absorbing the vitamins and minerals. So that's the standard, is 30 minutes. So next, Oola Body. Of course, this is just a continuation of your multivitamins and minerals, but now we also have the 7 adaptogen stack. This is taken towards the end of the day with a meal. And the reason we broke these up, because adaptogens help your body calm down, slow down, and really help with stress. So you can now see why you don't want to put adaptogens and nootropics together, and why, why you need to keep them separate. So 2 main ingredients, ashwagandha. Most of us have heard about this. It is an adaptogen that has been studied the most, over 4 decades, and proven to help with just so much, a plethora of things, right? But really an adaptogen, ashwagandha as an adaptogen is there to help lower cortisol and really balance stress hormones. So when we think of stress, it's not always crazy stress. We always, I feel like, have this low level of like background stress, I like to call it, because there's things going on, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm running late. Stress to your body, right? I got to pick up the kids, stress to your body, right? So those are just all little stressors that can add up. If they do, and if it becomes a thing every single day, then of course that turns into chronic stress. So adaptogens are super cool in the way that I always compare them to stem cells, because stem cells don't just fix one thing, they travel throughout your body and look at like what needs to be fixed and helped. That's adaptogens for you. They are there as like a tool. So anytime you need them, they're there to help. So any sort of stress, right? Like stress is stress. Even if it's good stress, still got to be careful, because it still excites the body a lot and releases cortisol. Curcumin is a natural anti-inflammatory from turmeric that supports joints and cell health. So that's another one that's in there. Of course, we have black pepper in there, so no worries, because those two, curcumin and black pepper, need to be together. Black pepper helps the curcumin absorb. So this formula really helps your body stay resilient no matter what your day brings, right? So super important. Oola Rice gummies. This is something that we loved. Everybody loves to start the day with. So if you are new to Oola, the gummies are going to become one of your favorites, because they're gummies. Who doesn't love gummies? But also, of course, it's serious science behind them, right? So this is your clean, sugar-free energy boost to start the day. Literally, I do not miss my gummies. So that's how much I love them. Plus, I know it just kind of gets me going. If you're someone that's loves coffee in the morning, I always strongly urge against that, because coffee is acidic. It is not the first thing that you should be drinking in the morning. It also really destroys your gut health, so your microbiome, the good bacteria. Acidic things are not that great. But also coffee is way more beneficial if you actually drink it later in the morning. So with the Oola Rice gummies, that can really actually help you hopefully get rid of that habit, because it's not a good one. And really give you, I think it's about 10 milligrams of natural caffeine in there. just to get you going for the day. So a couple of key ingredients in there are the green coffee bean extract, of course, natural caffeine, with fat burning benefits, by the way. So not a weight loss thing, but just a little bit of that benefit, right? It's a thermogenic gummy, which means it works together with your metabolism to just kick it into gear in the morning, and just get you started. And then blueberry extract, which is rich in antioxidants for brain and heart health. So it's perfect morning energy, and even like a pre-workout lift. But I talked about earlier, talking about stacking. You can definitely stack the rice gummy with your Oola shot, and we'll talk about the Oola shot. So these supplements are super cool because you can stack them together, and you are kind of stacking them throughout the day if you are taking every single one. But if you ever need a boost, Oola rice gummies and Oola shot, you can totally stack. But also you have to keep in mind that Oola Mind has also a little bit of caffeine. So you're really getting a good amount of support throughout the day as you are taking your supplements. So there's really no gaps. But again, if you need the extra help, you can still stack them. Okay, the Oola Rest gummy. I mean, again, just a crowd favorite, but also because a lot of us lack the good sleep. So, and really the deep restorative sleep is what we're after and what all of us should be after, because no matter how many hours you may sleep in the night, if it's 10 even, and you wake up and you're groggy and you're tired, that really means is that you did not get the deep restorative sleep. And really, when you look at every single stage of sleep, we need to get about an hour and a half to 2 hours of each. So every single stage is important. Even your light sleep is important, right? Just like the deep and the REM and all of that. So we need to make sure that we are well, or that we sleep well so that we are well rested in the morning. So some of the key ingredients in here, GABA, it calms the mind and reduces racing thoughts. This really, GABA works with your neurotransmitters to really calm your brain. And then melatonin. Melatonin is an amazing addition here. While this is not a melatonin supplement, melatonin is just part of, like, I think 7 ingredients in there because you've got a plethora of other ones. But they're all meant to work together in conjunction to give you the benefit of deep sleep. So melatonin really resets your circadian rhythm and helps you sleep deeper. So you can take one gummy or you can take two, depending. One gummy will give you only 2.5 milligrams of melatonin, the lowest and safest dose on the market. But really in Europe, and I always say this because we are a little disconnected from what's happening in Europe, right? But I think a lot of us know that in Europe, they ban a lot more toxic things than here, right? But in Europe, melatonin is prescribed as an antioxidant. So that's really important to know. As we age, melatonin does decline. So once we are older, we may start having issues with sleep. Also hormone related though, so just keep those two in mind. So a lot of the times doctors will prescribe a higher dose of melatonin for people who have issues sleeping. But I personally feel like if you can get your hormones in check and optimize those and get your supplements right, that you probably can be good for a very long time before you need to look for some sort of a prescription. But melatonin is not a bad thing as long as you're getting it from a good source to be, to have it as a prescription eventually. So just, some misconceptions like melatonin's gonna, if you take melatonin, it's gonna stop your own production. No, it will not. That is a myth. It's not going to do that. You still have your circadian rhythm. You still have your melatonin that the body produces. I always just say, make sure you have good hygiene before bed. And what that means is not watching anything crazy on TV, slowing down, having a tea, preparing your body for calm and rest. Not eating too late is a number one thing, because if you eat too late, guess what's going to keep you up? Digestion. Do we want our body to digest when it's supposed to be sleeping? No. So that's why eating late at night is not recommended. Turning the lights down low will also actually help melatonin production in your own body. So just a couple tips there. So anyway, so the rest gummy really works amazingly with your body together with all of those ingredients to really recharge and help you sleep deeper and repair overnight so that you can wake up refreshed. Next, we have Oola Balance for Her. This is definitely a product that the whole team we're proud of all of the products, but the Balance for Her really came about because we're like, hey, we have a lot of ladies, hormones are really becoming a thing because people are starting to be aware that a lot of the way we feel, the and really the crappy feelings we start having when we enter perimenopause, menopause, andropause for the guys is because of balance of hormones being out of balance. And because we have a lot of ladies, we decided to do the balance for her and really worked closely into making this an amazing product. Guys can take it too. Nothing's gonna happen. That's weird. I always say, and everybody always laughs, but it's a great product. It's yummy. It'll help the guys. It's just that the ingredients were specifically studied and have been shown to really help us ladies with our hormones. Still very beneficial for guys as well, because it still does help with cortisol levels. So when we look at shatavari, for example, one of the ingredients in there really balances estrogen and supports female vitality. And then maca root really energizes and supports mood and libido. But then I can't leave out the 3 magnesium. So it's a 3 adaptogen blend and a 3 magnesium blend. And all of them work in conjunction together to really calm you, help rebalance or help balance hormones. Even one question I get is, even if I've had a hysterectomy, can I take it? Yes. Even though now your hormones are very low, you still have them, and you should still keep supporting your body with really anything that you can, because you're still functioning and you're still living your life and you're still needing those hormones to function properly. So it really is a fast absorbing supplement. It tastes amazing and it really helps you just feel more balanced. Always understand that anything that you start new takes time. We say, give it 30 days, but I personally always say give it 60, at least a couple of months, because it wasn't until a couple of months that I've noticed some of my PMS symptoms, for example, start to stabilize. Because I was like, is it just my mind? Because placebo effect is real. But I'm like, is it just my mind, or is this really helping me? I'm not really feeling any PMS symptoms anymore. And sure enough, still to this day, my PMS symptoms are zero. Maybe just like minor. But for example, I did have to take pain meds just for cramps and things like that. It was just not bearable. I try to bear it as much as I can. But as I'm sure you ladies know, there comes a point where it's just like, I want to be able to get out of bed and function. And now I just no longer have to do that, which is just amazing to me. So, anyway, an amazing product that can be put in tea. You can take it straight out of the pouch. You can travel with it. I just truly love that. Okay, next we have Oola Passion Rocks, him and her. So I'm just gonna go through both, because even though there's just a couple of ingredients that are different, only because some of them have been studied to be shown way more supportive of men and the other for women. But essentially, like for example, citrulline malate is one that I want to talk about. It boosts nitric oxide for improved circulation and energy. So as I'm sure you can imagine, when you think about passion rocks, and it's really supposed to help, yes, hormone balance, but libido as well, and intimacy, nitric oxide is super important, as is energy and circulation. And then maca root, which really enhances stamina and confidence. So they are super fun. We wanted this to be fun, easy to take, very effective. So when you think of taking something sublingual, so anything that you take via mouth, sublingual, really absorbs super fast, because it crosses the barrier between your skin and the inside of your body, and it doesn't have to go into your digestive system to deal with the acids and whatnot, right? So some supplements have to be taken like that, and they're okay, and they survive the acids and it's totally fine. But some of them, we need them to act fast. So again, when you think of passion rocks, we can't wait around for 2 hours. We need them to be like, let's go within 30 minutes. But also, this is not just intimacy thing, right? You can take passion rocks over time to build in your system, to help balance the hormones, to help improve circulation, for energy. So again, you'll see that these products are very versatile. You can really use them how it works for you in your life. So it's not like you take them and then you have to be intimate. It's not like that at all. It's just that it helps, but also it helps with energy and just confidence overall. Okay, so then next, Oola Happy Rocks. These ones are super fun as well, because they are also the pop rocks or happy rocks. But you really can take this again for, of course, mood support, but also when you just need a little bit of extra energy. I also tell people you're welcome to use this before you go work out. If you're having a busy day. So you definitely can do that. A couple of ingredients in here. Canna extract naturally increases serotonin activity to boost mood. So amazing, amazing ingredient and powerful ingredient in here. And then saffron extract, which is clinically proven to support emotional well-being and reduce stress. So definitely with the Happy Sticks, you or Happy Rocks, you can take half of this. Some people tend to have intense tingling, like myself. When I first took this, I was bouncing off the balls. I was like, what is happening? This is crazy. So, and I've had a couple of or several emails come in. It's nothing bad by any means, and you're going to feel flushed. It just means that you are more sensitive to this ingredient and you can get desensitized a little over time, which means you're not going to get that crazy feeling. It's still going to work how it's supposed to. So you can start out with half a dose. And for me, honestly, half a dose just works fine. I don't ever have to take the full dose. So just kind of play around with that and see how you feel. And then let's see here. Um, and then I just want to mention, as far as the time goes, you probably don't want to take it super late because, again, it does boost the mood and energy. So just I say anytime before 3 p.m. Is generally a good rule of thumb. Okay, Oola Connection Probiotic, another, I always say like my favorite. All of them are amazing and my favorite. But I guess when I think about just really targeted and what everybody should be taking, because some of these not everybody's gonna need or want. But when it comes to some of that targeted what we need to address in our body, gut health is definitely one of those. So the connection probiotic is so important. Everybody should be on a good probiotic. But this has been in the works or studied and tested for 3 years. There are clinical studies on this. We actually have a FDA approved claim that it helps with mild anxiety. And of course, the gut and brain axis has been studied for a long time as well and proven that they do communicate. So whatever's happening in our gut definitely affects our brain. So that leads to mood changes, the way the way you think, the way you function, the way you feel. So we really need to take care of our gut. Of course, the prebiotic is also included in here. I have had the question, well, do you have prebiotic for fiber? This is a misconception because, and I don't know if it's due to maybe some people just not understanding or the company's marketing it wrong on purpose to, I don't know, sell more product. But the prebiotic in a probiotic is fiber and food for the bacteria, not for you. So we still need to get our fiber from foods. You do not get your fiber from a probiotic, even if it says that it has a prebiotic. It's for the actual bacteria to help it multiply. So our probiotic has prebiotic fiber called inulin that feeds the bacteria that we just ingested from the probiotic to help it multiply in our stomach. Okay. We still need to get fiber from food. It is very important and can be detrimental if we don't have enough fiber in our bodies. Taking fiber supplements if you have to, but also just while we're on the topic, is not the best. You should not rely on fiber supplements. You should get your fiber from your food mainly. Then next we have 12 probiotic strains. So you'll see 10 billion CFU. CFU just stands for colony forming units of bacteria. This really helps balance digestion, immunity, and even serotonin production in the gut. Yes, your gut, there's a lot going on in your gut. The brain and the gut communicate this way. And of course, I always say your lifestyle, you have to look at your lifestyle. You have to look at the foods that you're eating. Are you exercising? Because nothing is a magic pill. And the best thing for your gut and your microbiome is the foods that you eat. And then, of course, adding a probiotic to help. Because again, anything can really throw microbiome off. It is a delicate balance. If you're a coffee drinker, like I mentioned before, the acidity from that can destroy gut health. If you're taking antibiotics, destroys gut health. If you're stressed a lot, destroys gut health. If you drink alcohol, destroys gut health. So All of us, though, we can't live in a bubble. So we all, most of us will have a drink now and then. We will be stressed. That's an inevitable one. We will eat some processed foods. So in order to live our life comfortably and not live in a bubble, let's just make sure that most of the time we are doing the things that are very beneficial for ourselves and our bodies and minds, and then also supplementing with really good vitamins, supplements that really support us. So that's my philosophy there. Okay, next we have the Oola shot. This is a really good energy boost because it doesn't come with like 300 milligrams of caffeine that completely destroys your adrenal glands. And it doesn't give you a crash. So this is all natural. It's about this big. It's 65 milligrams of clean caffeine. And of course, no crash, as I mentioned. A couple of ingredients in here, the coffee cherry extract, which increases brain-derived neurotropic factor and just for sharper focus. And truly, I can feel this the most. When I take the Oola shot, it's like a crazy clear focus. It always just like takes me by surprise because I don't know. I guess I don't have great focus without it, but it is an amazing supplement. I love to take this before the gym as a pre-workout or really any time that you just feel like you're running low and you need that extra boost. And then it also has beetroot powder, which increases nitric oxide. And we talked about nitric oxide in one of the rocks, in the passion rocks. But nitric oxide is also something that declines as we age. A lot of things do, which is so important to, support ourselves. But it really is helpful for endurance and blood flow. So nitric oxide actually helps dilate our blood vessels. And of course, that's where the better and increased blood flow comes in. So it's truly amazing. You can take up to two of these in a day. Because as I mentioned, one is only 65 milligrams of caffeine. But again, you just don't want to take it too late in the day. Because caffeine takes about 8 to 10 hours to burn off, to leave our system. So I'm very religious with this. I do not do any caffeine after 2:30 because I have realized a while ago, but I'm like, why am I having trouble falling asleep? I never do it. And I'm like, oh, I had a coffee too late, or I had whatever stimulant too late. So just keep that in mind. So that's it for the product. Just want to finish off. With a couple of things. I get a question, or a lot of our, even some of our ambassadors get this question. Can I take the Oola products together? Will it be too much? Will I overdose? And the answer is absolutely yes. You can take them together. Absolutely no, you will not overdose. You can take them together safely because all Oola products are formulated to be complementary and non-overlapping. So the vitamins, adaptogens, and botanicals are dosed at safe and effective levels that work synergistically and not competitively. Because, and this is another thing I say to people, never ever put all of your supplements, because I have had people like, well, I forget to take my supplements, so I just take them all at once. That is a complete waste. Your body is not going to absorb any of it or a very limited amount because the body actually, the vitamins compete. So the body does prioritize certain vitamins over others. So that's why you want to spread them out at least a couple of hours. It would really take an extreme amount, like literally dozens of bottles of one product for anybody to overdose. So if anybody ever brings that up or says that you could overdose, that is false because like I said, you would have to take bottles and bottles of certain ingredients, vitamins, minerals to overdose. So when you actually stack the full system, you are really getting a balanced range of nutrients that really enhance each other and they don't overload your body. Everything, of course, is Mind and Body Lab certified, non-GMO, tested for purity, potency, safety, so that you can really confidently recommend the full stack to everybody and also take it yourself and not worry about it. And then also, while these products are not weight loss products, they can definitely help over time, with bloat, feeling better because of hormone balance, targeting deficiencies, but again, bringing the lifestyle back in. Lifestyle is your foundation, your food, your nutrition, your exercise, your mental health, who you surround yourself with, what you consume mentally and also by mouth really affects you. So no supplement is a magic pill. It is there to support you. So just want to be very clear on that because sometimes, we can think that, oh, I'm just going to take this and it's going to help. The probiotic can help, but only if you're also feeding your gut bacteria, right? Foods can help you stay healthy, but also without a lot of the junk and the sugars and alcohol that really goes against what we're trying to achieve, right? So, just in closing, the Oola products were designed to help you feel your best so that you can live your best, right? They are safe, they are synergistic. We've looked at every single product to make sure it's going to work. We've actually reworked certain products because we're like, hey, this might be too much because we just released this product. So we have reworked it as well. We're keeping an eye on that. And then consistency is key. Take them daily, share your experience, help others discover it. But consistency is key. You don't have to be perfect. It's not about perfection, but just being consistent over time. Because I always say, then your body has this toolbox that it can pull from when it is stressed, when it is feeling under the weather, when it is, you're sick or whatever. Your body can pull from the toolbox of vitamins and minerals and it can recover quicker, better, things like that. So, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. If we have any time for questions, I do have some time to answer. But yeah, let me know, Danielle, if you want to do that.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna pause the recording and then we can